Hello, everybody. Cindy Ashton here. Oh my God, we already have like comments and reactions coming in. That's awesome. We just started. We're that popular. Yay! Cindy Ashton here from the TV show Cindy Uncorked. And this is our weekly Facebook Live with one of our TV show guests. Hello, Dr. Kerri Fullerton.
Hello.
I am so thrilled that you are here. So what people don't know, unless they, of course, have watched the show, hopefully they have already, is that in season 1, you actually sponsored all the Live from the Streets, which were pretty crazy and hilarious. Do you remember some of those?
They were fantastic.
Yeah, I think my favorite ones so far were the ones where I was asking people what the relationship with their vaginas was. That was pretty funny. Those answers are very uncorked. But in season 2, today, your episode has come out. And in season 2, we talked about why dieting is the worst resolution you could wait. Is that what was our talk on?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
That is. Why
that is
dieting is the worst resolution, that we could make. Now, if you want to know the answer, then you're going to have to watch the show. Because today we are actually going to, here, I'm just going to there you go. You can watch the show Cindy Uncorked on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and just put in the app E360 TV. Or if you have any kind of device, which you're watching on right now, or a smart TV, just go to e360.com, because when you go, you can see season 2, episode 2 with Dr. Fullerton, and she's going to go into why dieting is the worst, trying to do clean eating and all that's actually the worst resolution you can do. However, Dr. Kerri, what's very cool about today is that we are going to really dive into, is a dieting culture making us fat? That's our topic for today. And I'm really excited about it because, oh, wow, we got so many people. Hi, Liz. Listen, is a old but very young university friend. It's so cool. So we're dieting ourselves fat as a culture. So I am totally with you. So for those people who don't know Kerri, by the way, she is a naturopathic doctor, and she is the leader of the diet rebellion, and she really is causing a rebellion. So tell us, how are we dieting ourselves fat as a culture? Let's just dive right into the topic.
Let's just go.
Let's just go. No foreplay here, people.
Like
I know.
Most people don't understand or realize that the research has been so consistent over the years that one of the best predictors for future weight gain is if someone is currently intentionally trying to lose weight. So the exact problem that we are trying to stop, this war on obesity, the solution that we seem to continue to keep offering, even though we package it differently year after year, is actually contributing to the problem that we're trying to solve.
Right.
And so the rebellion is really about going, okay, let's flip that on its head and go, whoa, okay, let's take a step back here and let's figure out a different way.
So why do you think, though, that we're dieting ourselves fat as a culture?
Because
by the way, I'm 100% with you on this. I'm excited.
I know you are. I hope there's some people on that are not 100% with us, because I love answering the questions from the people who have opinions of what it is I'm doing. On the other side, because I think it's such a heated, awesome topic, and I love discussing it.
I know, it's fun.
It's fun. So why are we as a culture dieting ourselves fat? Because almost half of little girls in grades 1 through 3, so they're 8 to 10 years old, have already started dieting. They have already started trying to lose weight. So if we know the cycle is lose weight, gain weight, plus a couple pounds, lose weight, gain weight, plus a couple pounds, by the time these little girls are getting into their teenage years, they've already added an awful lot of weight.
Yeah.
And as most women who get into their 30s, 40s, 50s know, the body is so good at fighting back, and it will let us lose weight the first few times, and then it will go, oh, whoa, no, we're not doing this.
Right.
And then it's like, a year and a half to lose 10 pounds. And people get frustrated and they stop and they feel ashamed and they start closet eating and they hate their bodies and they think they can hate their bodies into something they love. Someone just recently told me that their coworker actually put a picture of herself in her underpants up on the fridge so that she wouldn't eat. Well, the messages that that woman is sending to her body every day, it just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart. And I mean, hate does not turn into love. No one has ever been able to show me an example where you can hate something so vehemently that then suddenly it becomes something that you love.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So what's really interesting is Carol's on the line. I've just put her, I don't know if you can see it, Kerri, but I love it. Carol is another very, very wise woman. You know, Cindy, all of our issues are in our tissues, which creates desensitized tissues. Nice name for fat.
Nice.
Very cool.
I just found I can read the comments now. Ha.
Ha, we're figuring this out.
Yay.
The crazy.
So smart.
Yeah. So here's something I also want to talk about. So there's so many different ways we can go with this. And the first is that why the hell are children at 11 years old, especially girls, having to diet themselves? That's the first question.
Yeah. And the answer to that is it's learned behavior.
Right.
So everywhere in our society, we see it's the skinny girl that gets the guy. It's the skinny girl that gets the job. It's the, ugly girl who lost the weight that got skinny that got the guy. I mean, that's the plot of virtually every teenage show there is.
You are the winner.
Right.
Right.
I mean, right down to, I was watching a show. I have a 9-year-old boy, but we were watching a show because this happens with boys too. I mean, I work with women, so I tend to speak mostly to the women's side of this, but this is happening with men. We have been bombarded with these messages for decades. They've only got about 20 years under their belt. So, but I was watching a show, and these kids in the show were supposed to be in grade 6, which is 2 years older than my son. And I was looking at them because they're football people, and the guys have these 6-packs. And I'm like, I don't remember any boys looking like that in grade 6. So I Googled, and the actors were 19 and 20 years old.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Yeah. Hollywood is
I keep saying to my son,
really
I'm
dirty.
Like,
yeah.
know that you're not going to have that kind of body. So it's happening.
So part of the problem is, as we've known for a long time, that it is societal messaging.
Absolutely.
And I want to veer, though, about dieting itself, because what a lot of people don't realize. So, Kerri, I think you know this, but I don't think that most people know this, that I have a degree in kinesiology. And my specialization was relaxation therapy. But one of our year 4 advanced nutrition classes, we literally took all the diet plans in the world. I mean, we had like 100, and they were ranked of what they actually did and how they were effective and how they were not. And because I don't feel like being sued, I'm not going to name any, but imagine all the ones that you see on TV and that a lot of the big stars are advocating for. And we took a few of them and really looked at how they're actually set up to make people fail the diet, that you lose weight and then you fail and then you have to come back. So can you speak a little bit to that? Because I don't think that people actually realize that they are being manipulated into their fat, and they're being manipulated to the point where they're going through yo-yo dieting, which is increasing their chances of heart attack by, I believe, 300% or something like that. I mean, you're the doctor in the house, not me.
It is absolutely more dangerous to yo-yo, even if it's only 10 pounds. And often the women I work with, their yo-yoing is way more than 10 pounds.
Right.
And that increases their risk of cardiovascular disease more than the weight that they carry.
Right.
So, I mean, that's an important thing to know. But you're right. The diets are set up to fail. And partly from I mean, it blows my mind as a doctor that we doctors continue to prescribe weight loss as a remedy, because it has such a horrible success rate. And if it was a medication, or, I mean, I'm in the natural health world also. I mean, if it was a herb, it would be lambasted as completely unaffected and pure quackery. And yet this is the solution that we are being offered over and over again, despite the fact that it's just not working.
Right.
And so there's the actual companies that they know their stats, Cindy, and this is what, it's not that hard to find them.
Criminal.
I mean, you just need to Google it and you will find their definition of success and their statistics. And it's horrifyingly sad.
Right. You know, to me, I mean, on the one hand, I love freedom of speech. On the other hand, why are these dieting companies not being shut down for actually causing people more health problems?
Because, Cindy, don't you know, it's the person's fault for losing it. We live in a culture where we take the blame for not successfully negotiating a diet. If I don't lose weight, it's not the diet's fault. It's not the doctor's fault. It's not the side effects from the diet. It's my fault.
Right.
And we are taught that from a young age. It is absolutely, I mean, bullying for being fat is still the number one reason why kids get bullied. The number.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
So no wonder why these little girls don't want to be fat.
Right. You know, I know for me, I mean, I was a scrawny little kid, but I always thought that I was fat. I mean, it's so crazy. If I think back about my teenage years, I was a size 3. Okay. I'm a size 8 in America, a size 10 in Canada. I don't know. There seems to be differences in sizes between the countries. I don't know.
And stores and seasons, but
right.
Whatever. That's
so
a whole
I'm
other.
I'm in a healthy weight, but you know, I still remember as a teenager thinking I was a size 3 and I wasn't skinny enough.
Yeah.
And I really got this message that unless I was looking a certain way, that I would not have love and I would not have a boyfriend. And I remember when a girlfriend of mine who was very overweight had a man that loved and adored her. I was like, I don't understand, but I'm very skinny and I don't I'm nice and healthy weight now. And it doesn't mean that people at size 3 aren't. There's a lot of people who are very healthy at size 3. Me at a size 3 is not healthy. My healthiest weight is between a 6 and an 8. Some people's is between around 20, 24. And it is what it is. Like, we have to be what's right for our bodies. But I was so confused because I thought only skinny girls get boys, just like you were saying before.
Yeah.
So people, there's so many directions I want to go with this, but so people who are,
I know. Like,
we could talk about this for 5 freaking hours.
Absolutely.
So people, so you are the diet rebellion. And then some people might say, but Kerri, I don't understand. You're telling me not to go on a diet and I'm overweight. Yes. Speak to that a little bit.
I did, as hoping to invite people tonight. I did a quick video today exactly about this. The biggest critique that I get is that I'm promoting obesity. Or that I'm promoting an unhealthy lifestyle. And that unfortunately comes from, it's actually part of the dieting mentality. And it's that you're either on a diet or you are way off the diet. So there's this like restriction and complete overconsumption and we just teeter-totter, right? I mean, that was my history. Binge eating disorder, eventually bulimia. I went from extreme restriction to extreme overindulgence. And that's most people, that's all they see is the two ends of where the pendulum is doing these big, big swings. But there is a middle, there is an in-between. And hey, Lisa, it comes from having a deep respect for your body.
Yeah.
And that's where I start with people. Is if you respect your body, you will not eat an entire package of cookies. Well, you're unlikely because it won't feel good. And if you're in tune with your own signals, you won't do that. You're going to take care of yourself. You're going to realize, because I teach people to tune in and go, what do I need right now? Maybe I need to go to bed. Maybe I need to call a friend. Maybe I need to write in a journal. Maybe I need to go for a walk. And someone who's respecting their body is going to give their body what it is that they need.
Yeah.
And they're going to eat a diet that's right for them. Not in excess, just right for them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting because what is it going to take for people to understand that? And is it really come to that we just live in a society that is about hating ourselves and that you could diet yourself fat, literally. I mean, yeah. I mean, because dieting doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And I see people spend all this money and I'm like, just go for a walk every day and eat healthy food and learn to cook some simple stuff. You can get lots of great recipes where you can get really healthy meals in like half an hour or less. And if you do it in bulk, you could be reheating and, it's not as difficult as people think.
Yet to be able to do what you just said requires a healthy relationship with yourself and with your food. And
and why do you
in place, it can't be done.
Right. So what do you think are some of your solutions then to that? So if we're not allowed to diet anymore because it's going to put us into yo-yo, increase our health risks and get us even fatter, in an unhealthy way. Well, there's never, you know what I'm saying? Like, what would be the first step or 2 or 3 steps that we would have to take?
So, I mean, the very first, is it the first one? I don't know. The order depends on the person I'm working with. So,
I love that answer. No more take one pill and you'll be skinny.
Oh, man, I would drive a way cooler car if I had that pill.
Right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I am an advocate of intuitive eating. I'm actually in the process of being certified as an intuitive eating counselor because that is a scientifically validated process. There are dozens, I think at last count it was 75 studies that showed that people who learned intuitive eating skills, they had better health measures.
Right.
And not that weight loss has to take a back burner. And it's not that you have to like resign yourself and give up. That's the second biggest argument I get. You know, I'm just going to be fat forever and I'm just going to be unhealthy. And I'm like, no. We want to be healthy. I want you to be healthy. And in order to do that, we need to heal your relationship with yourself and with your food. And so the intuitive eating really takes care of so much of that. So that's the one thing. And what is it? Simplified terms. Step 1 is what we're talking about today, rejecting the diet mentality, saying enough of this crap. I'm not getting caught back in that web anymore, because I got to the point where even the mere thought of dieting resulted in this massive consumption of food because I was never going to eat that stuff again. Right. So I was like, and then I probably wouldn't have started the diet anyways by the time I got to where I was like, gosh, there has to be another way. Yeah. And then it's about learning what hunger and fullness feels like within a normal biological range. I lived in either I'm so hungry I'm going to eat my arm off, or I'm so full I can't cope. Yeah. But normal is in here. But people don't, like, again, it's these out here's really dramatic. In here's kind of boring. Yeah. Which honestly, in our culture, boring, not so fun. We're overstimulated all the time. And then it's managing your emotions. And that is a really tricky one. And often where people have to bring in more to the team, where they need to work with a counselor. I mean, emotional eating can be anything from what's come up from the Me Too movement, or it could be as simple as I'm bored. Yeah. And emotional eating is all that entire range. So sometimes it requires a little extra professional help. And sometimes it means finding other things to honor your body. Right. And that means you have to be nice to it, which means you have to change the way you talk to it. Yes. It all comes down to that self-love. Well, it's interesting because my big confession is I'm actually an emotional eater. I pacify with food. Yeah. Well, welcome to most people. Yeah. Right. The difference between me and most people is that I have an insanely fast metabolism, and because I've been so active in my life, I can get away with it. However, I'm the heaviest I've ever been. You know, and I'm aware of that, but I'm aware it's from emotional eating. And so I think that part of it is that I love what you're saying about intuitive eating, like really slow down and really feel in your body, you know, feel in your body what's happening. Yeah. And then really trust it, right? So if I'm going to emotionally eat, I'm so aware because I meditate way too much, probably more than a normal person. But no, it's good. It's good that I meditate. I do yoga and meditation like twice a day. It's obsessive. Wow. Yeah, but right. And I take several times a day. I take time just to sit and breathe and release and tune in and feel my belly, and you know, and just to kind of show this, Carol Maureen Friesen, another great Canadian. Mind-body communication, words are spells, hence spelling. Diet, don't die for anything. Freaking love it. That's awesome. It, Carol. I know, it's fantastic. Yeah. That's awesome. But yeah, so I mean, it's been interesting because sometimes, because I'm so aware now, and I really do love myself, but if I need to pacify myself, I'm aware that I'm actually doing it. And that is often the first step, right? Because so much of our culture is mindlessly doing so many things, right? I mean, between our phones, our computers, I mean, people are eating while they're driving, people are eating while they're working. I can't tell you how many women won't leave their desk to eat. I'm like, at least just put a scarf or something over top of your screen so that you can just be with the food. I can't tell you how many foods I learned I don't even like because I actually just ate them with intention. And I'm sitting there going, It really tastes better in my head. It's just
so
when
funny.
I'm with it, it's not the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a big piece. And that's where I add to the intuitive piece, the meditation, the mindfulness. And I teach people that skill because I think it's really important. And whether they're, I mean, one of my favorite times to mindfulness is when I brush my teeth. It's 2 minutes. I can just stand in one place and brush my teeth instead of running around the house chasing the dog and the kid and the husband and everything saying, let's get the house organ. I can actually just stand there and be present. And a lot happens in those 2 minutes. It's amazing.
Yeah. So, you know, what I love about you, there's so many things there, but one of those things is that you have a Facebook group and that's extremely, extremely active. And it's a great place for people who are dealing with food issues and dealing with body issues to have a place where they feel safe and they can feel seen and heard and feel like they're going to be supported and not put in the shame bucket. And so it's facebook.com/groups/applaud your bod.
And if that doesn't work, just search Applaud Your Bod. You'll find us, I promise.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So Kerri, is there, oh, I love it. Hey, I think I see Katie Bray on the line. Lots of really great people coming on. It's awesome.
It is.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. So is there any other tips? So one of the tips is really learning to slow down, be present, intuitive eating, really listen to yourself. Give us another tip and then we're going to, you know, go for it.
Okay. Oh, we haven't gone for it yet? Jeez, what's
No, we've been going for it this whole time.
Okay.
We're going to go for it again.
So if I can handle the next stage.
No. It's great.
What is the next tip? The next tip would be, if you can't be body positive, at least be body appreciative. And what I mean by that is I don't do affirmations. I don't stand in front of the mirror and look at my body and say, I love this and I love that, if I don't really mean it.
Right.
And I had to come to a place where I could truly appreciate my body, because I worked in a physiotherapy clinic for a time and they did a lot of spinal cord injuries.
Wow.
And here were people who in an instant lost use of much of their body. So here they were fighting every day to use the bathroom by themselves. And I was complaining that my thighs love each other so much they kiss all day long. So I decided that was really the base of everything. So if you can't love the body you're in, at least every time you have a disparaging thought about your body, replace it or at least add to it, thank you. Thank you for keeping me alive all night. Thank you for keeping me mobile. Thank you for giving me the ability to hug and hold my loved ones and to speak and to, all these wonderful things that we truly take for granted. And there's actually a body meditation that's just all of that from bottom all the way up in the Applaud Your Bod group so that people can listen.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. So I've been flashing these up, but they can find you at thedietrebellion.com.
Yep.
They can find you at facebook.com/thedietrebellion. And if they wanted to get a complimentary session with you, where would they find that? They can message you on that Facebook.
That's the best thing. And then I can send them a link where they can schedule. We call it a food sanity session. And
I love it.
It's about 45 minutes. And we just sort of walk through where you're at, what I've got, and if now's the right time to play. And if it's not, that's okay. We can still get lots of great conversation and Applaud Your Bod and that kind of thing.
Awesome. So we're also going to do that there. So do you have any final words, or do you want me to start giving some previews of what's happening next week?
What are my final words? My final words are, you are absolutely 100%, especially in the Northern Hemisphere with spring coming, going to be tempted to fall into a new dieting trap. And I beg you to reconsider and just explore that there could be another way.
I love that. That's beautiful. Yeah, because this is a mind shift, really. To kind of wrap this up, it's a mind shift that we need to stop dieting. What? Yeah. That's a big mind shift, but when we understand the diets are set up to make us fail so that we can keep people feeling ashamed and in the fear and then not being good enough, then you spend money on all these different dieting plans, right?
Well, and my big motivator, sorry, I'm hijacking you.
That's fine. fine, girlfriend.
My big motivator, I don't want girls to grow up like I did. I don't want girls like you. I don't want girls like us who have a perfectly normal body to get caught in this cycle anymore. And it's being taught, yes, by media, but it's us. It's moms, it's aunts, it's cousins who are standing in the kitchen complaining about our bodies. And we are teaching these girls that they're not allowed to love their bodies and they should be dieting. And I can't tell you how many eating disorders have started because girls just decided to be part of the group and do a diet with their friends.
Yeah.
It's really that important. We need to shape the future.
Right. And we need to be that example, right?
We do.
We do need to be that example.
Crap.
Yep. That's beautiful. So, Kerri, thank you for coming on today. For those of you that want to see the whole clean eating episode with her, it's season 2, episode 2. You really go into why clean eating is actually harmful. So watch Shindy Uncorked on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire. Just look up the app E360 TV, or on any of your devices or your smart TVs. Just go to e360tv.com. To next week, I have 2 interviews coming up. And you can sign up at our website, CindyUncorked.com, to get on the list for that. And the next 2 interviews coming up is we have Dr. Nathalie Beauchamp. She is a chiropractic doctor. So we have all kinds of doctors coming in. We're actually going to talk about the beauty industry and how it is poisoning you. And how it's hurting you. And that's going to be on Tuesday, same time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then Thursday next week, Jason Reed and I are going to tackle chronic illness. And for those of you who don't know, I have lived with chronic illness since the day I was born. And I really want to get uncorked about the shaming that happens. I'm so freaking over the amount of shaming that is happening. And Carol has another great, eating is a lifestyle. There we go. Cool. So here's the thing. These are coming out every single week, these interviews. If you miss any, just go to youtube.com/Shindy Ashton. We've got our provocative, under the playlist, provocative topics. You can see all the past interviews. Last week we talked about, has the Me Too movement gone too far with Dana Ferret? But also, I also have all my interviews coming up from the Oscars and all the big stars I interviewed. And I already have some celebrity interviews on there. So that is the place to be. Kerri, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to all of our viewers. We've got a small and growing crowd. So I really appreciate everyone popping in because we need to have better conversations. And, you know, it's interesting because just about every single guest that I bring on is all about learn to love yourself, learn to love yourself, learn to love yourself, learn to love yourself and tap into your intuition and trust yourself. Because you have your ultimate power and say F it to everything else. You know, we've got way too much noise coming at us and it's about taking our power back. And so thank you for reinforcing that message today. Thanks, Kerri.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always so much fun.
I know. And one day I'll come up to Canada again. I'm like never there anymore. But one day I'll come up and then I'll visit you lovely people. So
I'm coming down to your neck of the woods in September.
Oh, yes. We're going to play. We're going to
do that meditation garden.
I'm taking you to the meditation gardens in Encinitas. Anybody want to come with us? We're meeting in September.
Love it.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, and thank you, Carol. Carol is so wise. Carol, we're going to have to get you on the show, too, at some point. So it's awesome. All right, everybody. See you next week for more provocative topics and getting uncorked. Lots of love. Bye.